New tonight, KCCI investigates what schools are required to do if a student who is a registered sex offender is enrolled. The issue came up during last night's Des Moines School Board meeting.
Closed session regarding the enrollment or educational placement of an individual who is required to register as a sex offender under Iowa Code Chapter 692A.
And members did go into a closed session to talk about the enrollment of a registered sex offender. And the school board is following Iowa law and is doing what other school boards across the state have done in this kind of situation. KCCI's Kayla James joins us now. And Kayla, you spent the afternoon learning about this process.
I did. And first off, we did reach out to Des Moines Public Schools and did not hear back, which makes sense. I spoke with the legal services director of the School Administrators of Iowa. He says there are confidentiality rules in place. He also tells me this is not uncommon.
It happens fairly regularly throughout the state. So not only in urban areas, but in our rural areas as well.
And Matt Carver, the School Administrators of Iowa's Legal Services Director, says school administrators take this matter seriously.
The administrative team would make a recommendation, but the law requires that the board approve any type of plan relating to education of that student.
The administration and board consider the scenarios of the individual students who may be on the sex offender registry, from looking at if there's a no contact order between that student and others, if they have an IEP, and more.
They'd also consider what safety plan the administrators and the administrative team have put in place to ensure the safety of other students, but then also of that student as well.
Carver says there are rare instances when the board can decide they're not going to allow a student to enroll.
So if they're not going to educate the student, that would only come into play if, for instance, the offense happened at school and perhaps the student was expelled or had a long-term suspension.
Carver notes the student does still have confidentiality protections for their safety, but he says families and students should know all board and school administrators consider them as well.
So this is something they take very seriously. They spend a great deal of time on these safety plans to ensure that all the students in the building are safe and also that staff members are safe as well.
Now, Carver tells me if a student who was a victim has a no contact order, their family is able to learn a little bit more about what's going on, such as what steps are being taken to ensure that their child is protected. Carver also says depending on the situation, district and board can decide to allow a student being considered to be in another setting instead of a school building. Stacy.
Kayla, thank you. The Iowa Sex Offender Registry website has been recently refreshed. The Department of Public Safety says the new features make it easier and more efficient for users to find the information they need. One new feature is an interactive map that displays the number of registrants in specific areas of the state. The Iowa Sex Offender Registry can be found at iowasexoffender.org.